So by now you've had a very successful piece of ego bait, you've put out a successful infographic, and now you're thinking about how can you follow that up and have another successful piece of content that's going to generate some buzz and links. And so that's why in this lecture I want to show you how you can build links by uploading a presentation online. And what I also want to show you is a very successful presentation that was uploaded onto slideshare.com from a local venture capitalist company here in Dublin, and I think that'll really highlight how slideshare.com can be used and how it's successful in not only building links but also building your brand, building social media marketing, and also just a great content marketing example as well. So SlideShare, as you can guess from the name, is a document sharing site, and it's comparable to the YouTube in its field in terms of its size. And also, the reason that people upload presentations onto SlideShare is number one, that the presentations are viewable across all devices. They don't need to have PowerPoint or whatever. And number two as well, that people can embed the presentations into their site. So that's hugely powerful for building things. So SlideShare is really great because it often appears on the first page of Google. So as you can see, I've typed in Irish tech startups, and in the top 4 results we've got a SlideShare example here. So I've already opened it up and we can just have a bit of a look at it here, but it's prepared by a venture capitalist firm here in Dublin, and really what it gives is an overview of the tech startup scene in Dublin, a topic that's quite interesting. And really the point of the presentation is to show the growth in the tech startup scene. So as you can see, there's a bit of branding about the guys who've written it, so great brand building going on there. And so let's have a quick look through it. So we've got some numbers, facts there, world competitiveness, etc. Some almost infographic type visuals. This is the really interesting part for me, and I think this has really caught a lot of people's attention, that they show over a kind of a timeline visually how much the technology scene has grown in Dublin. So this was before 2000s, then this is 10 years later, all the new companies that came in, and then that was 2 years later again, all the companies that had come in. So really showing the explosion in the tech scene in Dublin. So very interesting, very visual, and summing it up quite fast. We talked about ego bait before and creating content that will make other people look good, and they've done that very well in this presentation as well. So as you can see, they've included here a lot of enterprises and SaaS companies based in Dublin. So obviously you want to share this if you're Data Hug or Log Entries or any of these guys, because it looks like you're one of the top startups in Dublin and you're being recognized as that. So you're obviously going to share this and push it out on social media to your followers. So that was the really very smart part about this presentation, is that there was the ego bait aspect to it and really creating something that people want to share with their followers. So social media, so they've broken it up into different sections, again really capturing a huge amount of people. And again, this is just like the most important people, so ego bait all over again. And some of the important people, obviously they want to share it with them, so they've really captured a lot of people very quickly, all the startup accountants, etc., recruiters, so really everybody involved in the scene. So I think that's a pretty brilliant example of ego bait. Now this is the important part. Let's look at the statistics. So as you can see, it's had 77,000 views on SlideShare. From embeds, it's had 25,000 views. So that's people taking this presentation. You can see here, you can get the embed code and putting it onto their blogs or their websites. Here we go. We've got Market in Ireland, Irish Central, Frontline. There's a couple of other guys here, Union KC, Broadsheet. Probably a lot of people mentioned in the presentation, And that again generated a huge amount of awareness about Frontline and a huge amount of links back to this site as well. So I really just think this is a great example of how it was done well across social media. Then LinkedIn, very popular, Facebook and Twitter. So I think these guys did it really well, and I would suggest you follow that example. If you're creating a slide share, first create that kind of interesting story in terms of the growth over a timeline, visually represent that, and then include everybody you can in order to get lots of shares.